Welcome to Mega Talk. We're still the talk show in boxing. I have a very special guest with me today, welcoming the one and only Conah Walker, rated number 9 in the world by the WBA. Conah, how are you today?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
I am absolutely great. Great to be with you, especially after your big win over Cyrus Patterson. But before we go into that, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, Conah.
I'm just a young lad from Wolverhampton, trying to make a bit of a better life for myself. I'm working hard day in day out in the gym. I started boxing I was 18, so I started late. Started boxing for a bit of fitness, going alongside my rugby because I used to play rugby. I played rugby since I was 5, and then started doing a bit of boxing for a bit of fitness and whatnot, and then fell in love with it. And one thing led to another. I started fights, and then I won another few, and I was thinking, I'm doing all right here. Won the nationals under 10s, national under 20s. I think it was when I won the under 20s. I thought, I never actually thought about doing it as a career from the start. It was all just a bit of fun, and I've always been this little angry kid who likes to have a little scrap here and there, and boxing channeled it, and it helped me channel it, and I enjoyed it. And then obviously sort of pushed on a bit more. I think I got to 30. Well, yeah, I got to 33 and 2 in the amateurs. So I lost 33 and 3. Which is fantastic. Yeah, it's not a bad record for the amateurs considering that sometimes you get a bit of sticky calls and whatnot. So and then obviously I won the under 10, won the under 20 nationals, won a few things like other competitions and whatnot, and then I went to the semis in the elites. And then instead of going around to next year to do the open class again, I just thought, I've been to pro about 6 years now. So I was about 22, and I thought, I'm ready to turn pro. I like the sort of pro style. Turn pro, and then the rest is history. I just sort of take any fight that comes to me, and take the opportunities, and it is what it is. And what am I now? 13, 2 and 1. I'm former Midlands champion. We took that fight against Cyrus. Everyone writ us off. The bookies had us well out on the odds. But listen, all my mates have made loads of money. Everywhere I'm going now, people are going, I owe you a drink, Con, because you won me $5,000, you won me $2,000. It was 18 to 1 on the stoppage and 7 to 1 on the beat. On just beating him. So the rounds was 100 to 1 for me to stop him. So wow. Yeah, it was ridiculous, man.
Just before we go into that, once again, I say you're rated number 9 in the world by the WBA. Number 9 in the world.
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah.
The world's a very big place.
It's humbling, but you know what the thing is. I'd say that I'm shocked to be here, but I'm not. I worked hard for this spot, and the thing is, I deserve it, man. And I'm standing loud and proud, and I say it with chest. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I deserve it because I have worked. It's nice, but it's not where I want to be. I want to be further.
Just going on to the fight itself. What a fight between you and Cyrus Patterson. You listened to my podcast yourself, didn't you? And you heard how I was going on.
Yeah.
And I says definitely fight of the night, possibly even fight of the year.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be the fight of the year?
You know what? Listen, it was a great fight. Yeah, it was a great fight. Fight of the year. I mean, I think upset of the year maybe, because he wasn't like in my eyes. Without sounding disrespectful towards him, he wasn't in the fight at any point in my eyes. He never once hurt me. There was never once in the fight where I thought, he's got me here, or I feel like, do you know what I mean? I was bossing the fight. I mean, I dropped him 3 times. I retired him on his stool. So, and I was obviously a massive underdog. So I'd say upset of the year, fight of the year. I mean, if he stood toe to toe with me 10 rounds, and I got dropped, he got dropped, and stuff like that, then maybe. But it was just an onslaught, wasn't it, really, on my side, really. But it was a good fight, though.
Dropped him in round 3, round 5, round 6.
Yeah.
That's some serious going, because even when you dropped him, Eddie Hearn, he commented that it actually wasn't a drop.
Yeah. I dropped. I mean, the one that Eddie was saying was a slip. You know, it was a shot. If there's water in the corner, there's water in the corner. There was a shot there. If the shot landed and he dropped, there's a point. There's a count. The other one, when I caught him with a shot, he hurt him. He seen him curl over, and then I think I upcut left hooked him, and it just I knocked him on the way down.
Yeah.
But listen, he was beat, man. He was a beaten man. He was a beaten man on that round, from that round. I'd say from round 5, I think it was round 5 that I dropped him.
Yeah.
Then I dropped him round 6. From the round 5, he was a beaten man. It was only a matter of time. I just had to bide my time.
Conor, I know that you said that you've watched it over 100 times.
I watched it a fair few times.
Did you listen to the commentary? They never expected you to win.
No one did. No one did, mate. You know, apart from the people.
The commentary was really biased.
That's because it's their boy. You know what I mean? It's their boy, and that's the thing. And every replay after when the round was done, it was all his little good bits in it.
Yeah.
But they never showed one bit of me, my good work. But no, that's boxing. He's Eddie Hearn's boy, and that's how it was. I wasn't meant to win. You know, they had me. Yeah. They had me as a tune-up for the big one that he had with Ritson in November. So you know, it's one of them. On his bonfire. So he's not happy.
Just before we go on to another fight, didn't he have a rematch clause?
There's a rematch clause in it, yeah. But listen,
supposed to be activated?
I don't. Do you know what, Glenn? I don't know because in all fairness, like I'm just left in the dark a bit here. Like I'm waiting, I'm waiting to find out. But I'm just in the gym, staying ready, and you know when the call comes, I think it's maybe too early now for him to book me in for a December date. So maybe the first show in the new year. If he activates a rematch clause, then because there was a rematch clause, so if he wanted to activate the rematch, I'm all for it. I'm here and I'm ready to go. If not, then I'm sort of ready for any one of the got.
Because the 23rd show is no longer going to happen, is it?
23rd November.
December.
No, December 23rd. Oh no, there was trying to get a show on, wasn't they, for Conor Ben, I think. But like I say, I've got no say in it. I'm the guinea pig who gets told where to fight, what time, what day. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just here training away and just waiting for the call.
I've got to be in my bonnet because most of the big fights always happen in places like London, Manchester, or Liverpool. Why aren't they happening there? And what's going to happen for more shows to be here in Wolverhampton or Birmingham?
I think it's changed. I think it's coming to the point now where they're putting they're putting a bit more time, a bit more effort, a bit more money. Obviously, they had that first show in the Utility with me on that. Obviously, I was on that show. They've obviously Boxer have got their first show at the Civic, which I'll be going to. I don't know if you are. So you know it's starting to happen now. So I've just got to sort of take the reins and stand loud and proud for Wolverhampton and you know the likes of you've got Ben Whitakers, you've got the Tyler Denny's, you've got Danny Balls. You know we've got some good lads around here, and you know it's just about, and all of us sell tickets. This is the thing, we sell places out, man. So like it's just one where I think it's always the Manchester, the London, the Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? They get a lot of eyes, and most of the sort of, I think I don't know, but that's where they seem to go, that end, don't they? So I'm hoping it's a turning times.
Eubanks, that used to be in Birmingham at the NEC, their big one.
Did he? No way, David.
And that was absolutely amazing, you know?
Yeah. But that's why I want to go on the Conor Ben undercard. It's something, it's something that, you know, game changing. It's a legacy fight. It's more than just a fight, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So that would be a dream to get on that. And obviously, I've been speaking to Conor Ben, see if he can help me out and have a word with Eddie. But listen, if I can get on that, I'd be a dream come true.
I want to change the subject slightly here. I want to talk about popularity. What exactly does popularity mean? Does that mean popular with the fans, or does it mean popular with an Instagram following or Facebook following or something like that? The reason why I says it because I heard Eddie Hearn talking about popularity on the social media.
I think that's what it's coming to nowadays, following, and I think the more eyes you've got on you, the more you're worth. It goes from that you get obviously they go back to you. Not really going back, but you know the YouTube boxers. They're bringing a whole other game. They're bringing a whole other game to the game. If you know what I mean. I know I'm saying it's totally different to pro boxing, but it's almost like the more followers you got on Instagram, the more you're getting paid.
So are you saying that you have to invest in Instagram and Twitter and things like that?
Do you know what? Like I'm just. It's so hard for me. I've got a busy life, man. Like my life is busy, man, and just to sit there and try and tap away on my phone and stuff like that. It's hard for me to get 5 minutes. Never mind 20 minutes, half an hour to make these videos and whatnot. So
You might have to invest a bit though with the way of the world.
yes, I know.
You got a big crowd following anyway. So if you have a big following on your Twitter and your Instagram, then
Yeah, you're right, man. Right.
I don't know if you've been asked this question before, but your next steps, is it about world titles? Is it about world positioning? Or is it about money?
My next step is all. I mean, it's all three of them. In all fairness, you know what I mean. I can't really pick one out of them because you know I want to be high in the rankings. I want silverware, and I want to do it for free. So you know, like it's hard to act. Ranking to me, I mean, rankings. I'm not arsed about rankings in all fairness because I know I'll beat most of the people in the top 10 in front of me. I know that. It's and that to me is not. It doesn't show your abilities. It doesn't it doesn't show you on the day. On the day, you know, on my day, mate, I'm beating anyone in the top 10. So ranking to me is not. I'll put that at third. And then you know belts and money, man. Show me the money and get me the belts. So yeah.
Which brings me on to my next question. Harlem Eubank is coming up into your weight class, 147 welterweight. Does this mean that there's going to be a fight between you and Harlem Eubank in the future?
Yeah. So I'll just give you a little bit of a backstory because when I fought on the Wasserman show, I was dropping down to 140 at the time. I thought it was a good idea. Soon found out that it took too much weight out of me and I couldn't perform. Anyway, the plan was then to take a fight. I took a fight against a good kid. Took too much weight out of me and I didn't have the gas. It was a close fight. He just nicked it. The plan was for me to have a fight, then to push on to fight Harlem at 140. Wasserman obviously Nissa from Wasserman, he told me, he said, we're after opponents for Harlem. I said, listen, I'll fight him tomorrow, that's no problem. Just tell me the date, tell me when I'm up for it. So that was always a plan going through Wasserman. So now he's up at 147. I've already commented on his Instagram post saying I'll dance for you at 147. So I'll take that fight. I'll take that fight with both hands and yeah, I'll stop him. I'll stop him within 6 rounds.
Harlem says that he wants Conor Ben.
Listen, Conor Ben's got his business with Chris Eubank Jr. He's got unsettled business there. And listen, me and Conor Ben have been talking. I said to Conor, listen, you take Junior, I'll take Harlem. You know, there's two cracking fights. What a show, do you know what I mean? So
Now that would be a show.
Yeah, that would be a good show, man.
You're in the welterweight division, which I think is the strongest weight division in boxing. You share the weight class of some of the really well-known boxers, some of the greats in Keith Thurman, Errol Spence Jr., and Terrence Crawford, who's rated pound for pound best boxer in the world. How far are you away from facing one of these boxers?
Well, what about in the rankings? I'm 4 away from Keith Thurman, so that's a fight that could get called. They only have to look at me as an easy touch, and I'm getting called. You know what I mean? So I'm all up for it, man. Let's go. Like, do you know what I mean? Listen, I'm not naive to the fact of the skills that these fellas have got, but the likes of Keith Thurman, he's getting on a bit. I'll take that fight. Terrence Crawford, listen, he's pound for pound number 1. Listen, I ain't saying I'm going to beat him. I'll give him a good go. He's one guy that I'd say, you know what, he's class. You know what I mean? And listen, I'm not naive and stupid enough to say, listen, I'll go out there and smoke him in 6 rounds. He ain't about that. He's a top talent. He's pound for pound #1. But if they rang me and said, "Would you want to fight Terrence Crawford?" I'd say yes, no problem. That'll be a fight I'd take.
That's something that I eagerly await then. Keenly. So what is your next steps now? What do you want to do next as your next fight? Obviously, we still await a rematch.
In all fairness, I'd like to sort of take my win with Cyrus and walk away with a nice. That was a walkover win in my eyes. You know, he doesn't deserve a rematch because I beat him on every corner of that fight. So if he wanted to go again, it's in the clause. I'd happily do it again, and it'd get done a lot sooner than 8 rounds. But I mean, I'd like to move on. I'd like another belt, another big show. I'd love the British. I'd love the British. Yeah, I'd even fight for the English and British. I always want to do the route. Yeah. I always want to do the traditional route. Area, English, but yeah. So that's the ideal. That was my ideal route from the start. Obviously, the WBA opportunity come up, so that was a thing. So yeah, ideally, I'd like to do that. However, it doesn't always work like that. I've still yet to get sort of a real backing from a promoter. I know I've got like a 2-fight deal with DAZN now, but I'm still not their fighter. I'm still just the guy that beat their guy. Yeah. So I think, you know, after another good win or a couple of good wins with them, I think, you know, they should start taking notice, and hopefully I can do that route, and I can have the chance to do it and show the sort of the things that people haven't seen yet. You know, there's some things that people haven't saw. So I'm just chipping away and waiting for my stroke of luck.
Conah Walker, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on Mega Talk tonight.
Appreciate it.
Is there anything that you want to end with or say tonight?
No, I just want to say thank you to Glenn, mate. You're a top bloke, and it was lovely to meet you over watching Tyson Fury and then Ngannou. But now, listen, it's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to letting you know about some news soon.
Thank you.
No worries, brother.
We're still the talk show in boxing.